Jake Coleman. A sophomore from Easton, Pennsylvania, number 38, Justin Swick. A junior from Charlotte, North Carolina, number 41, Griffin Steckmiller. A sophomore from Victoria, BC, Canada, number 51, David Bird. And a senior from Keene, New Hampshire, number 55, Jimmy Heaney. Royals are coached by Chris Killen. He's assisted by Chris Panis and Kevin Wall. The South Atlantic Conference, the NCAA encourages to promote good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators. We request your cooperation by supporting the participants and officials in a positive manner. Profanity, racial or ethnic comments, or other intimidating actions directed at officials, student athletes, coaches, or team representatives will not be tolerated and are ground removal from the side of competition.
Today in Charlotte, North Carolina, the skies are gloomy, but the atmosphere is anything but. Fans have flocked to Dixon Field at the Queen Sports Complex for this year's season opener for Royals men's lacrosse as they welcome to town the 6th-ranked Spartans of the University of Tampa. Brett Williams here with you live from Dixon Field on the Queen Sports Network. Thanks so much for coming along this Saturday afternoon. Opening face-off, we are underway. Tampa comes out in the red, Queens in the white, and this 2018 campaign for the Queens Royals has begun. Second straight year Queens has opened up against Tampa. Tampa, meanwhile, already 1-0 on the season, knocked off the Tusculum Pioneers, so their second straight South Atlantic Conference opponent in the Royals today. They knocked off Tusculum 19-7 in the season opener last Sunday. Tampa, a perennial powerhouse out of the Sunshine State Conference. In the 4 years in which they have competed in that conference, they have not lost a single game. 4-time SSC champions, and again have swept it en route to 3 Final Fours. For Queens, 18th ranked in the Nike U.S. Lacrosse preseason poll, not the official USILA poll, which Tampa is ranked 6th in. However, Queens sure to be knocking on that door as they only rank the top 20 in that poll. Early opportunity for the Royals and an early goal. Reed Murphy puts the Royals on the board not only in the game but in the season. It's 1-0 Queens. All set up by the original face-off possession one. Royals worked it, eventually had a seam. Murphy finished it off. Murphy had 15 goals along with 6 assists last year. One of 4 Royals in the top 6 goal scorers from a year ago who returns here in 2018. Whistle on the far side before we get restarted. Didn't even have a chance to get you the starting lineup, so we'll get those to you now. First for the Royals, at attack, number 9, Keelan Pilon. And the second team All-South Atlantic Conference selection a year ago, preseason first team this year, number 38, Justin Swick. A lot of middies and long stick middies for the Royals in the starting lineup, including Drew Flack, who was lined up as the Fogo guy. We won't even have a face-off. As first flag of the day, down on the field, and will go against the Spartans, putting the Royals man up. So Flack won't have to worry about that for now, but he heads off. He's joined in the starting lineup by number 11, Kevin Barry, number 18, Burke Hill, number 20, Jake Coleman, number 41, Griffin Steckmiller, number 51, David Byrne, and number 55, Jimmy Heaney.
Reed Murphy, unassisted. Time of the goal, 13:58 of the first quarter. Murphy, unassisted for the Royals at 13:58.
Time of the goal, 13:58, unassisted, in case you couldn't hear it from the PA guy. Here go the Royals man up, working it around the perimeter. An opportunity in front. Instead, they go back behind to the X. Quinn Talent for a moment, played it up and in. It's 2-0 Queens. What a start for the Royals against the 6th-ranked team in the country. Quinn Talent already making an impact in his early career. This is his collegiate debut, the freshman from Hagerstown, Maryland, and the younger brother of Queens sophomore Mitty McKenzie Talent. And Queens 1-for-1 man up.
Royals goal! Scoring a power play goal for the Royals, number 8, Quinn Talent. Assisted by number 9, Keelan Peelan.
Keelan Peelan gets credited with the assist at time 13:31. About 20 seconds separating those two goals. Queens off to a hot start. Here's the starting lineup for the Tampa Spartans, already trailing 2-0 here at Dixon Field. On attack, number 8, Brian Wright. Number 42, Andrew Q, the leading goal scorer by a mile a year ago. And number 45, Max Lambert. The middies for Tampa, number 3, Blaine Birch. Number 23, Luke Robideau. Number 24, Ross Dickerson. And number 50, Jack Terrell. And the defenders, number 7, Luke Posner. And number 22, Julian Bombart. Flag comes down. This one will go against Queens. Now Tampa going to try to take advantage before the penalty is enforced. His way up from behind. This is Brian Wright. Settles it back down. Now looking to charge. Wrapping his way around. Good defense there from Queens as Jimmy Heaney forced them from getting the shot. Didn't have a good angle. Now trying to wrap from behind. Shot bounces wide. And now the Spartans will go man up. Jimmy Heaney whistled for that foul. So Queens already 1-for-1 on the man up. Now Tampa an opportunity to try to get back in the game here early. On the near side, good perimeter passing. Shot comes high. Jake Mosher McGraw unwinding that time. Had 29 goals last season. That was his freshman campaign. Off the right side, another shot. And Tampa's on the board. Hunter Van Horn, the junior middie from Cary, North Carolina. Not that far from here, but decided to go to school down in the Sunshine State. 3 goals, just 3 minutes and 8 seconds gone here in the season opener for Queens. Royals last season were 10-7, 5-3 in South Atlantic Conference play. And we're just 1 win away from the NCAA tournament. Lost in overtime here at home to the Wingate Bulldogs in the SAC championship game. It was a second straight title game. Queens had lost by a single goal, their 3rd straight year losing in the tournament by 1 goal. The Royals have knocked on the door, and they got to the championship by knocking off then number 5 Lenore Rhine in the semifinals. Came back, were down 2 in the 4th, equalized, then 1 in an OT. Again, the Royals getting some national attention, not in the official coaches poll, but in the U.S. Lacrosse poll. Needless to say, if they were able to pull the upset today here against the Spartans, they will get that coaches poll recognition. So Queens sets up for the 3rd time, 2nd time at even strength. Eric Fitz back up just outside the midfield circle. Reed Murphy drifts in. There's Kevin Barry. Back over to Fitz. Royals setting up the ideal opportunity. Opportunity for Kevin Berry to go to work. Deals it off instead to Keelan Pilon. Now the Royals will slow it down and charge from behind. Murphy, a stick up in his grill, nothing called, despite the gasps of the Royals fans. Now Eric Fitz looking to attack. Lets it go, and it's stopped. Excellent save by the freshman B.J. Borowski, freshman out of Frederick County, Maryland. Now the Royals in open lane. Here's Justin Swick, forced aside. Late defense by the Spartans denies the Royals' leading goal scorer from a year ago. He had 43. Now Quinn Talent, one of 2 goal scorers in the early goings for Queens, the other Reed Murphy. Looks off a screen. A little backhanded pass to no one in particular. And we'll call that a shot and allow Queens to maintain possession. Check that, a penalty called. And it goes against Blaine Birch of Tampa. 1 minute for cross-checking. Royals 1 for 1 man up. Trying to make it 2 for 2. Here's Murphy. A little back and forth with Swick. Royals picking up the pace now. Kevin Berry. Murphy on back to Swick. Royals had a cutter in front. Kevin Berry wanted it. Now here's Fitz. And misses wide. 8:43 to go here in the first. 2-1 Queens on goals from Reed Murphy and Quinn Talent. 24 seconds left in the man up for the Royals. Shot comes far side, goal. Kevin Berry was all over it on that possession. It was just a matter of finding the shooting lane. He found it, and the Royals are up 3-1. A little love to the bench. He's getting a whole lot of love from it. Hot start for Queens. Time of the goal, 6:24.
Royals goal. Scoring for the Royals, number 11, Kevin Berry. Assist for number 9, Keelan Pilon.
Keelan Pilon picks up his second assist.
Berry from Pilon for the Royals at 8:34.
A lot of excitement near side. A lot of flags in the early goings of the season for Queens. As you could tell by the roar of the crowd, the fans are pumped up here at the complex today. They were well before this game started, let alone after the Royals picked up a 3-1 lead. It's our first broadcast back at the Queen Sports Complex since mid-November. Tampa goes man up on the body check call against Justin Swick. It's a welcome sight to see all the Royal students lining the fence once again, as they did for women's and men's soccer all fall and for men's and women's rugby as well. Expecting some high-octane lacrosse showdowns here at the complex this year, both Royals men and women relevant on the national stage. We'll have all the home games covered for you with the video on the Queen Sports Network. Thanks for being along this morning, and hope you stay with us all season long. 15 seconds gone and the man up. Tampa looking for a shooting lane. Brian Wright behind, works it around. Little give and go with Max Lambert. Tampa quick, takes a shot, bouncing it in. Second goal of the day for Hunter Van Horn. It's 3-2. Spartans have come out in the man up. Very quick and efficient in their passing, just waiting for the right opportunity in both times. Hunter Van Horn cashed in. First time, in fact, it was after the penalty had expired, but on that possession. So officially Tampa 1 for 2, man up.
Scoring a power play goal for Tampa, his second goal of the game, number 17, Hunter Van Horn. Assist by number 42, Andrew Hughes, under the goal to 7:46 in the first quarter. Van Horn, Hughes.
Andrew Q gets credited with the assist. Van Horn, a graduate of Cardinal Gibbons High School. Now Justin Swick on the near side as the Royals, once again, patient, deliberate with the ball movement. Now looking to attack. Pushing on around, losing it briefly. Ground ball in midfield. Big check laid on it, eventually corralled but knocked over. Now here come the Spartans. Charging forward, shot comes, it was blocked aside. Kyle Hornick the save. Hornick played 6 games, totaled 67 minutes between the pipes for the Royals last season. 11 saves, a 13.30 goals against average as this shot hits the shot clock. One season in the books for Hornick. Already has earned the opening day nod and hoping to hold that for some time to come. Turnover caused by the Spartans, and they'll break out against B.J. Borowski in goal for Tampa this year in his first year. Graduate of Glen Elg Country School, Glen Elg, Maryland. And offside whistled against Tampa, so the Spartans turn it right back over to the Royals. Well, been opportunistic so far. Let's see if it continues. It does not. Miscommunication on the pass as Alan Curtis was looking for Justin Swick near side. Got away from him. Well, here's Tampa once more. Spartans have trailed the whole game. Last week's season opening victory against Tusculum, Tampa scored at least 4 goals in each quarter. Halfway to that total here, but have already spotted the Royals 3. As we tick down to 5 minutes to go here in the first. Trolling near side, Jake Mosher-McGraw gets a step. Now back up top, here's Andrew Q. Q works in, fires, blocked by Hornick. Another big save for the Royals sophomore goalkeeper. Sends it off to the side. Q, not someone that was easy to stop in his junior year out of Oakville, Ontario, in the famed The Hill Academy. 86 goals last year for Tampa. The second most on the team was 39. So Q, by far the engine of the Spartans' offense in 2017. Also had 13 assists, good for second among returners. After some extended possessions, well, the Spartans and Royals continue to give it back and forth to one another. Passing lane cut off there. By the long pole. Brian Wright lost it up in the air. Hornick. Check that now. That's Brian Wright who brings it down for Tampa. And resets. Wright led this team with 4 goals last weekend against the Pioneers. Max Lambert added 3. Dodges to create space. On the far side, Matt Vetter now. Works it back around. Here's Mosher McGraw. Opportunity now. Shot high, and the game is tied. It's Andrew Q getting on the board today. It was only a matter of time. You feel in about every game before he gets one. 3:24 to go in the first. Tied back up. And this is the second straight year the Royals have opened up against Tampa, the second straight year that Tampa has played the Royals, second after opening against Tusculum. In last year's game down at Naimoli Field on the Gulf Coast, it was a 14-9 win for the Spartans, who were ranked 4th at the time. This was a game that Tampa really controlled start to finish. The Royals kept battling back, but just couldn't equalize or get ahead. Another face-off one from Tampa. Well, excuse me, shove from behind. Nothing out of that. Tampa 4 for 6 in the face-off circle so far. And that is an area in which Queens needs to get some things figured out here in 2018. And that's because they lost their best Fogo in program history. Jonathan Page graduated after the 2017 campaign. Had a .694 career face-off percentage, the best in Royals history. And also is in the Royals record books, having picked up the most ground balls of any player at 441. And to put that in context for you, the second highest total for a Royal in his career, 189. Jonathan Page, a huge presence in the midfield, and the Royals will need to replace. And now they'll need to take the lead back here as they lose it for the first time. Tampa's up to 4 goals in the first, and the Spartans have the lead. .219 to go in the first. Another violation in the circle. Goes against Drew Flack. Goal was scored by Donovan Dempsey, the sophomore from Lakeville, Minnesota, on a transfer from the University of Detroit. Ryan Wright, the dodge, works his way around Jake Coleman. Now controls from behind. Under 2 minutes to go in the first. 4-3 Tampa here on the Queen Sports Network. Stolen away. Royals rushing forward. What can they do with it here? Up top. Another pass gets away. That is something you simply can't do against one of the nation's best teams. Second time, too, that it came off of a turnover. The Royals had numbers and a head full of steam, and both times passes headed for Justin Swick didn't get there. Took a while for the Spartans to get in rhythm, but it feels they have done just that. To the far side, now back up top. Jake Mosher McGraw. Back to Brian Wright. Battles Jake Coleman. Absorbs some checks. Trying to get a shooting lane. Coleman denying him. Second opportunity, no. Now back around. Far side, excellent slide to the right. Tyler Redpath. That'll set up the save. Here come the Royals the other way. Hustling forward, Griffin Steckmiller. Stops on a dime, 18 seconds to go in the quarter. And timeout called by Queens. with 17.5 on the clock. It's Spartans 4 and Royals 3. Into the first quarter coming your way on the backside of this break here on the Queen Sports Network. Head coach Chris Kivlin settles down the Royals in advance of their final possession, or what appears to be of the first quarter. 17.5 seconds on the clock. The Royals trailing the Spartans for the first time today. 4-3 the score here at Dixon Field. Up top, Reed Murphy, who got things going with the first goal of the day and of the season for Queens. 8 seconds, got to go to work. Murphy dodges one Spartan, now takes the second. Murphy trying to get a shot off, comes in across the net mouth. Justin Swick, can he corral it? Lets one go at the last second. And it gets past Borowski, but not in the cage. Ends up drifting harmlessly through the crease. That's the end of one. It's 4-3 Tampa over Queens. We'll step aside once again for just a moment and be back with the second quarter for you here on the Queen Sports Network. Stick around.
Every Thursday night starting at 7 p.m. Thank you to Queens host hotel partner Embassy Suites by Hilton Charlotte, located on South Tryon Street. Queens is pleased to partner with hotels in the Charlotte area to be the preferred host hotels of the Royals. Be sure to lodge at one of our hosts to receive a special Queens rate while visiting Charlotte. Thank you to Queens Athletics partner Chick-fil-A. Visit Chick-fil-A's Woodlawn location for Royals Wednesday. Purchase a regular Brian drink and receive a chicken sandwich for free with your...
Welcome back to Dixon Field at the Queen Sports Complex. I'm Brett Williams. Glad to have you with us here on the Queen Sports Network for the season opener of Royals men's lacrosse, trailing 4-3 to the 6th-ranked University of Tampa Spartans, who are already 1-0 on the season, having beaten the Tusculum Pioneers last Sunday. Back to the face-off circle as these teams have switched ends, as they always do, at the quarter break. Tampa in the red, moving from right to left on your screen. Royals in the white, moving from left to right. Another face-off win for Tampa gets things going in quarter number 2. Drew Flack has been handling the Fogo duties for the Royals so far in the early going. Sophomore out of Bridgeport, New York. Played in 7 games a year ago, and it will be up to the coaching staff to figure out, again, who to become the new Fogo point person for Queens. Jonathan Page, most successful face-off percentage in Royals history. And not a single member of the current Royals roster took a face-off last year. Everyone is gone. It's been Flack so far. We'll see how things go. He's won just 2 of 9. Almost a minute gone here in the second. Spartans looking for space. Jake Mosher-McGraw for a moment. Now in behind, here's Max Lambert. Lambert works around a screen, now feeds it to his man, Brian Wright. Wright looking to wrap, dodges a couple of sticks, got it around. That hit the side of the cage, it's not in the cage, but a flag's on the field once again. Correction on the statistics from the first quarter, as they did rule that the first goal from Hunter Van Horn indeed came on the man up, after originally ruling that it did not. So both teams officially now 2 for 2 with the man advantage. It's a 30-second technical against Queens. Holding called against Kyle Hornick. So the netminder in the box for now. Not too often that you see that. Brian Wright now, and his pass gets away. That'll be the first failed man up for Tampa. Miscommunication on the pass and an opportunity for Queens to capitalize the other way. Oh, cut down, my goodness. Look from here that Brian Wright got a piece of his neck and brought Alan Curtis to the ground. Officials said it was clean. Kevin Berry, far side for the Royals, checked from behind. Maintains possession and feeds it to Keelan Pilon. Pair of assists in the early goings. Up top, this is Reed Murphy. And a Quinn Talent. Goal under his belt in his first collegiate game. One long stick midi out, another one in. Here's Eric Fitz. Pilon with it. Now Talent once more. Talent brothers from Hagerstown, Maryland, graduates of St. Maria Goretti. Eight natives of the old line stayed on the Royals roster. Shot went high, another flag down. Royals will go man up for the third time. Heading off to serve the penalty for Tampa is number 6, Michael Lucchese. 30 seconds on the push. Royals go to work. Hesitation on the pass from Swick. Now works it up top. Here's Talent. Works his way over. On the perimeter again. Kevin Berry to Talent. Back to Berry. On down. Little dodge. Talent. The way around. Berry. Wine shoots. Misses wide. Chasing it down. Who's there first? It's awarded to Queens. That was close. And the Royals working their way out in front. Opportunity now off the bounce. Pilon. It's denied. Getting his stick up there, B.J. Borowski deflects it, and the Tampa Spartans chase it down. Excellent job defensively, and then the reaction, hustling over to get there first, Jack Tyrell, excuse me. Blaine Birch. Somebody employed the truck stick. The full-fledged tractor trailer going down the B line in Central Florida. My goodness. Well, back and forth for the Spartans. Shot misses wide left. Brian Wright playing a bit of hopscotch there. This is Judd Huxtable on the near side. This is way up to the top. Now swings it over. Donovan Dempsey with one goal earlier. Hunter Van Horn works his way in. Shot deflected high and out. Possession to Tampa. Brian Wright will restart. Wright opportunity. Shoots low and scores. Brian Wright had 4 goals last week against Tusculum. He's on the board today. And the Spartans have their largest lead at 5-3. Wright, a sophomore out of Moorestown, New Jersey. Had 25 goals last year. Pretty respectable number, but paled in comparison to his teammate Andrew Q, who had 86. Wright also with 14 assists, the most among returning Spartans to this team this year. Same for ground balls. He picked up 46. Goal came at 4 minutes and 58 seconds into the second, so 10:02 until the half. Face-off won easily by Tampa. Now 8 of 10 in that category. And brought forward by Ronnie Schull. Tampa last season finished 15-5. Perfect 5-0 in the Sunshine State Conference, which again has been their record in all 4 years of competition in the SSC. Have not lost a conference game. 4-time tournament champion, 4-time regular season champion. All 5 losses on the year were by 2 or fewer. I played everyone close, but 2 of those losses came to the Limestone Saints, the defending national champs just down the road in Gaffney, South Carolina. Out of Conference Carolinas, the Royals will meet the Saints here at Dixon Field later this season. We'll have that broadcast for you. Look forward to that one. Limestone came out preseason ranked number 1. Shot just gets through, and Tampa makes it 6-3. Andrew Q, his second goal of the day. That's 5 unanswered goals for the Spartans. Queens led this game 3-1 if you're just joining us. 2 early man-up opportunities converted for Queens. The Royals have committed a few turnovers, and really the difference has been Tampa's efficiency with their possessions. And the ability to control off of face-offs. Trying to make it 9 for 11. And that is indeed what they do. Check that, lost for a moment, thought he would pick it up. Ronnie Schull couldn't control it. Instead it comes to Queens. The Royals a chance the other way. Moving quickly now. Stopping with the long stick, David Byrne. And he'll look to clear out. Feeds it up top to Jesse Oliver, who, like Andrew Q, attended the Hill Academy. Those 2 played together. They're both juniors here for their respective colleges. Eight minutes left in the second. Tampa up 6-3 on 5 unanswered. A little bit of dodging. Shot misses wide. Royals there to clean it up. Another good hustle by Jack Tyrell. Didn't get there in time, though. Now Max Costello drifts back, only to charge forward. Kicks it up the side, shooting lane, they fire, they score! Kevin Berry, his second goal. The Royals stop the 5 unanswered streak and cut the lead to 2. That was all started off the last faceoff, which appeared to be won once again by Ronnie Schull. But he juggled it. Queens took it over and put it in the back of the net. 7:03 left in the first half.
Royals goal. Scoring for the Royals.
Royals getting in a positive direction, but the ground ball is won by Tampa. Austin Sheppers.
Time of the goal, 7:03 in the second quarter. Berry from Costello for the Royals at 7:03.
Max Costello set that goal up with the assist and did a great job really surveying the field, getting around his defender, then heading it back up top. Berry had a lot of room to work with. He finished top shelf. On the hop, here come the Spartans. Donovan Dempsey with the dodge. Can't get a shot away. Goes back up top to Hunter Van Horn. He had the first 2 tallies today for Tampa. Royals providing some harassing defense, and they're going to come away causing the turnover. Eventually winning the ground ball, Burke Hill. That was set up by a number of his teammates, providing some solid stick checks and taking it away. Royals have been quick through the midfield all day long. Now they set up. Here's Keelan Pilon. Eric Fitz works his way in, shoots, misses high. Queens will bring it back in. Well, the whistle comes to the far side. Timeout has been called by Tampa. Royals down by 2, but the momentum back on the home team side. More Royals men's lacrosse action coming your way next here on the Queens Sports Network. Welcome back to the Queens Sports Complex. Tampa leading 6-4. The Royals are going to back out from behind, continuing this possession. Halted by the Tampa timeout. This game, the second reunion with the Tampa Spartans for Royals assistant coach Chris Panos. In his second year with Queens, spent the 3 previous years as an assistant for the Spartans. Saw 2 of those 3 NCAA Final Four appearances. Tampa, of course, getting their 3rd last year while Panos was in his first campaign with the Royals. Spartans goalkeeper Anthony Caruso also comes right back to the Queens Sports Complex where he played a year ago for Queens as the main keeper for the Royals. This one off the crossbar. Kevin Barry was looking for the early hat trick. Caruso started 10 games, logged 509 minutes in a cage for the Royals last year. But now does not start today. Instead, it's the freshman B.J. Borowski. Shot from Eric Fitz and a lot of traffic. It'll get through, and Justin Swick will be there to keep possession for Queens. Under 4 to go till the half. Here's Swick trying to get something going. Check the side, still control. Swick in space, fires, and it's a save by Borowski. Down on 2 knees and covers beautifully, and the Spartans defense did a nice job preventing Swick from getting the shot he wanted. Got to give him credit. He fought hard and got one loose. But not at the highest percentage, and the Tampa Spartans trying to capitalize, moving the other way. Here's Brian Wright from behind. Checked a few times by Jake Coleman. They've had a good battle going today. Coleman, the junior long stick from Vero Beach, Florida, started all 17 games a year ago for Queens. Picked up 27 ground balls and forced 15 turnovers. Matt Vetter. Now up top, this is Jake Mosher McGraw. Andrew Q now looking for the hat trick. Shoots, he's got it. Q on one bounce restores the Spartans' lead to 3 goals. Faceoffs have largely favored Tampa 10-2. And Mick going to make it 11-2. Quick break opportunity for Max Lambert, denied briefly. Q trying to control it. Loose ground ball. The Royals got back in a hurry. And it looks like Queens has come away with it. Excellent job by the Royals as the Spartans had numbers. Now the pass to no man's land. This could be trouble taken right back by Tampa. Another missed opportunity for Queens. After the Royals put themselves in a good position to thwart an attack, it was not meant to be. Under 2 minutes to play now in the first half. Tampa looking for a backbreaker. Here's Jake Mosher McGraw. Stares down his man. In space. Nothing doing. Vetter. Drifting in. To his forehand, shoots. Saved by Kyle Hornick. Deflected it out to the side with the top of the cross, 1:14 to go. Now under 60 ticks. The ominous acceleration of the 10th of a second clock. Here's Matt Vetter. On back down, Max Lambert. Guarded closely by Jimmy Heaney. Vetter once more with 30 seconds to go. Tampa in no hurry to get that last shot off until they get a good opportunity. Vetter now. Hits the gas a little bit. Working around up top. Now controlling. On a cross. The shot comes. It goes wide. Who's there? Brian Wright with 14.1 to go. And I believe Tampa. Gonna check that. Tampa did not call timeout. Each team still sitting with 1 to go in the half. Here's Brian Wright. 13 seconds. Works it around. Lambert shoots low. Blocked by Hornick. Comes right back. Ends up in the stick of Queens. 3 seconds. 2 seconds. No one's going to get a shot off, it appears. But a late opportunity. A little bit of extracurricular activity, too. Chris Kivlin, hands in the air, wanted a late penalty call. None came. And that'll do it for the first half. It was Queens 3-1. It was Tampa 6-1 from there. 7-4. Spartans over the Royals. We'll step aside for halftime and then come on back with us as the number 6 team in the country in one poll battles the number 18 team in another poll. This is Royals men's lacrosse on the Queen Sports Network. We move to the third quarter of action between the Queens Royals and the 6th-ranked University of Tampa Spartans live at Dixon Field at the Queens Sports Complex. I'm Brett Williams. Thanks for coming back along here this Saturday afternoon on the Queens Sports Network. Season opener for Queens. 1-0 are the Spartans after knocking off Tusculum at home last Sunday. Let's take a look at the first half stats. Tampa outshot Queens by a small margin, 18-15. Royals' Kyle Hornick picked up 4 saves compared to B.J. Borowski, his counterpart between the pipes for Tampa, who had 3. Ground balls went 13-10 in favor of the Spartans. The big difference came in the face-off circle, 11 of 13. Won by the Fogo specialist for Tampa, Ross Dickerson, over Queens' Drew Flack. Again, the Royals, no one on the Queens roster this year had taken a face-off last season. Jonathan Page lost, and a few others that did also no longer with the program. Graduated. So Drew Flack getting the first nod and going up against a very tough Ross Dickerson, his sophomore out of Berlin, Maryland. Royals turn it over, picked up here by Tampa. 3 goals scored by Andrew Q, the main goal scorer for the Spartans a year ago, already off to a good start this season. Hunter Van Horn added a pair, Brian Wright and Donovan Dempsey tacked on one of their own. Royals take it back over here. As for Queens, Reed Murphy and Quinn Talent on the board. Kevin Berry added a pair. And thus 7-4 the score. Royals in the white, moving from right to left here in the third quarter. Tampa in the red, moving from left to right. Kyle Hornick wearing the gray sweatpants, feeds it up to his teammate, and the Royals push forward. A little back and forth. Garrett Sadler controlling here. Sadler has played in every game of his Royals career, and this is junior year. Shot misses a bit high and right. Here comes Sadler once again with space, shoots low. Borowski got to his knees, blocked it off there, and the Spartans take it the other way in a hurry. All the way down the left side, Luke Posner. Getting some love from the Tampa supporters. Decent number of fans have made the trek up from the west coast of the Sunshine State. They did not bring any Florida sunshine with them, that's to say the least. A lot of fog blanketed the field earlier. It's burned off. And a fine mist that came down much of the morning is no longer coming down. Scattered showers in the forecast all day today and tomorrow. Maybe even some storms coming tomorrow as Kyle Hornick gets down and makes his 4th save of the night. Check that 5th. Royals quickly clear. Now a lot of space to work with. Here's Alan Curtis. Feeds it on down. Barry to Swick, now to the far side. And now Swick controls the X once more. Back to Barry. Perimeter movement continues here for Queens. Barry with a lot of space. Feeds it off Eric Fitz. Now Barry again. Working in. A little over-the-shoulder shot. Stopped easily by Borowski. Justin Swick almost picked his pocket and had a wide-open net. But the Spartans escape. Spartans, good ball movement in front, and the turnaround shot results in another Tampa goal. I'm Shane Hanlon, the sophomore from just down the road in Waxhaw, North Carolina. Comes back and haunts the Royals here. It's 8-4. Back to the face-off circle as few more fans enter the Queens Sports Complex, and particularly some players of Queens softball. Royals have started their season 6-1 on the diamond. We're supposed to play in day 2 of the Queens Invite Tournament today. It was canceled. Shot comes, and Kevin Berry has a hat trick, and the Royals cut the deficit back to 3. So for softball, unable to play in day 2, but able to come support their fellow Royals and see just in time for Kevin Berry, who saw little time last season as a freshman, already has a hat trick in his first game of sophomore year. Flack battling. Ross Dickerson, however, beats him once more. He's now won 12 of 15 faceoffs for the Spartans. Goal came about 4.5 minutes into the third quarter. 10:15 and counting to go in this frame. Tampa also dominated the Tusculum Pioneers in the faceoff circle. 23-6 in that category last week. Really, statistically, across the board, the Spartans owned Tusculum. Doubled them up and then some in shots, 52-25, and picked up 43 ground balls to Tusculum's 18. The Spartans off to a good start in their season, leading the Royals by 3 here in Game 2. The season opener for the home team. Grabbing from behind, Brian Wright skied it on the bounce. Donovan Dempsey picks it up. Comes up top, feeding. Dempsey dives in, scores. What a goal by Dempsey, and what a feed from behind. A little bit of pushing and shoving as well. And the officials will get involved to make sure nothing further takes place. Flag down as well. Outside the restraining box. We'll see what the call is here. One thing we can say, Donovan Dempsey showing off some aerial acrobatics to catch it and shoot it while in the air. And Tampa leads 9-5. Some women of Queens soccer also in the house. It's always a great scene. It happens at the Levine Center as well, but certainly out here at the complex, you see a lot of teams come and support one another, often line the fence as soccer players are trying to do now. Flack runs Dickerson off, but it's picked up by Ronnie Shull. And the other way go the Tampa Spartans. Check that, Austin Sheppers picks it up. Max Lambert with that assist. Dempsey now a pair of goals on the day for Tampa. Royals led this game 3-1 at one point. Have since been outscored 8-2. Up top, Jake Mosher-McGraw. Denied access to a shooting lane by Zach Brusso, one of the 4 team captains for the Royals this year. Mosher-McGraw dodges, has space, shoots. Kyle Hornick the save. Knocked out of his hand by Brian Wright. Royals better get to it. Wright providing a lot of pressure on this ride. Now taken down. The Spartans take it back over, but the flag flies. That flag flew about 40 yards up the field. This has to send Brian Wright off the field. The Royals will go man up. Both teams 2 for 3 with the man advantage today. 30-second technical to call. Kevin Berry standing on the left side of the rec set, just out of your screen. Now here he comes. On up top, here's Eric Fitz in space, shoots! Down low, Borowski, it's loose. Who gets to it? The Royals will. Back up top, Berry. Swings it around to Fitz. 6 seconds left and the man up. Fitz with space, looks low, bounce pass. Ends up in the stick of the Spartans. What's the call here? Another flag down right near midfield. Just outside your screen and to the right. Penalty to Brian Wright has expired.
30-second penalty on the Tampa bench.
That's a penalty against the Tampa bench. And will be served by Max Lambert. So 30 more seconds for a man up for the Royals. We'll need to capitalize after being gifted with the man up. Berry up top to Talent, works it around Reed Murphy. Now here's Swick, back to Murphy. Talent, Berry once more. Around the perimeter they go, 13 seconds on the man up. Reed Murphy, wrap it around. Justin Swick hesitates, comes back. Kevin Berry launches. It bounces low and wide, and it's picked up by Tampa near side. That'll end the threat. Spartans may have a tough time clearing it, however. Good pressure from Fitz, also provided by Talent. But Borowski way out of the crease picks it up. And now the Spartans looking to clear. Jump ball. Knocked aside, and the Royals have it right back. It's Reed Murphy. Offense to defense, still loose. He lost his stick and the ball. Push goes against Tampa, and the Spartans bench absolutely furious. Sticks were thrown, arms were up in the air. Everyone lost their mind over there for a moment. Kevin Berry now looking for goal number 4. Head coach Rory Whipple still not happy whatsoever. What I tell you at the Open, folks, the atmosphere is intense despite the gray skies. Reed Murphy picked up once again by Berry. 3 goals on 6 shots for number 11. Absorbs a big check. The Tampa coach is loving it. Luke Posner working the long pole. A shove to the side. Now back up to Eric Fitz. Drifts in. Fitz launches. Blocked by Borowski. And B.J. Borowski is doing a nice job holding down that starting spot. He earned it as a freshman on opening day. Now with 9 saves. Save percentage of 61.5 at this point in the game. Five and a half to go here in the third. Tampa by 4. Trying to get to 2-0 on the season. This is the 7th year of the Spartans program. All-time record for Tampa, 84-26. Under head coach Rory Whipple, it was the 3rd lacrosse program he has started in his career. The other 2 being at Bryant University in Rhode Island, and then what is one of the Spartans' rivals in the Sunshine State Conference, the Florida Southern Mocs lacrosse program. 10-5 now, Tampa. On the top shelf shot. Jake Mosher-McGraw gets on the board for the first time. Whipple started the Florida Southern program in 2008 and then launched Tampa's 6 years ago. And has turned the Spartans into a national power very quickly. And when you're the winningest head coach in Division II men's lacrosse history, seems like if anyone's going to do that, it would be you. 312 career wins across 5 programs and a career percentage of .609. Well, the Royals now trailing by 5, their biggest deficit of the day. Long pole shot stopped again by B.J. Borowski. Now up to 10 saves. He is playing fearlessly in the crease for Tampa. Organizes the offense, finishes the clearance. Borowski, a little bit of everything. Across to Brian Wright, fakes high, goes to the other corner high, and makes it 11-5. Brian Wright with his second goal of the day. Usually you'll see a fake high go low or vice versa. He faked high far corner, goes high near corner, and beats Kyle Hornick. .337 to go here in the third. The Royals led this game 3-1 about halfway through the first quarter. It's been all Spartans since. Big opportunity here. The Royals trying to respond, get their crowd back into it. A big test in what is a loaded schedule for Queens this year. And we'll talk about that more in just a bit.
Scoring for Tampa, his second goal of the game, number 17, correction, number 8, Brian Wright. Assist by number 17, Hunter Van Horn.
Pile up in the face-off circle, gives possession to the Royals.
Right from Van Horn for Tampa at 3:37.
Berry pushed aside, long pole of Luke Posner once again glued to him. Back behind the cage, Justin Swick. Has been quiet today, no points. Here he is once more, now sends it back up top. On behind now and controlled by Max Costello. 1 assist to his name in his first collegiate game. Now here's Swick once more. His pass deflected in the interior and stolen away. Beautiful stick work there by Austin Sheppers. Cleanly intercepted Swick's pass, knocked it down, I should say, and then grabbed it on the deflection. Made it look like an interception, it was so smooth. Spartans with less than 2 minutes to go in the third, nursing a 6-goal lead. One hop, fielded from behind, Max Lambert. Pushed hard, loses the ball. A lot of pressure provided there by Cody Kisak. Gavin Perry getting involved for the first time. Up to Donovan Dempsey, who has scored twice. Here's Perry as we get down to 1 minute to go in the third quarter. On the far side, now behind. Dempsey working his way around. Andrew Q has a hat trick today. Forced aside by Coleman. Check that Burke Hill. 40 seconds now left in the third. Tampa in no hurry. Would love to make it a 7-goal game heading to the fourth, but content to keep it at 6 so long as it gets no fewer. From behind, Max Lambert. Up top. The shot comes from the point, misses high. Q there to clean up, 18.1 on the clock. Substitutions complete for Tampa. Brian Wright will bring it out just to the right of your screen. Here he comes. On a cross, pass didn't get all the way through. Blocked aside, 10 seconds left. Stall warning was on. That shot clock ran out. Now the Royals with 3 seconds, 2 seconds to work. Quinn Talent, can he get one away? He can, and misses wide. Well, the Royals with a late opportunity, and a late flag now comes down on the field. Sitting just above the first letter E in Queens. We'll sort this out. Come on back with you for the fourth quarter in just a moment here on the Queens Sports Network. This is the Royals men's lacrosse season opener from Dixon Field. Stay with us.
Thank you to Queens Athletics Restaurant Partners. Please visit Smoothie King.
Let's take a look at the preseason top 10. U.S. Lacrosse Association coaches poll. Tampa sitting in the 6th spot, as we've talked about all night. Lenore Ryan, the Royal South Atlantic Conference foe, sitting at 7th. The aforementioned Limestone Saints in the 1st spot. Belmont Abbey at 10th. Queens will face all 3 of those other opponents. Of course, Lenore Ryan in South Atlantic Conference play later this season. Belmont Abbey will come here in the next home game in just under a month's time. This one trickles through. Kevin Berry, his 4th goal of the day. Comes on the man up. It was Blaine Birch who went in the box at the very end of the third quarter. The Royals, an early burst. Coming into the fourth, a face-off would do them wonders. The penalty non-releasable, so 37 seconds left of the man up if they can control. Get another shot away. Fought for, shoved aside by Ross Dickerson. Who wins this? Foul called against Queens. Tampa awarded possession. And timeout called by Tampa.
Timeout, Tampa.
Take a look at those rankings once more. Limestone, the next opponent for the Tampa Spartans next Sunday in Gaffney. And if there's any Achilles heel of Tampa, it has been the 5-time national champion Limestone Saints, who are 9-0 all-time against the Spartans. And in 3 of the last 4 years, Limestone has knocked Tampa out of the NCAA tournament in the national semifinal. So a powerhouse from Gaffney. Again, the opponent next week for the Spartans and the opponent later this season for Queens here at home. Spartans will also square off with the Lenore Rhine Bears at a neutral site this season. Queens will play LR on the road up in Hickory later in the year. Again, Belmont Abbey in the 10 spot will visit Tampa later this season. Will come here to Dixon Field on March 1st, Thursday night at 7 p.m. That is the next home broadcast. The next home game, I should say, and therefore the next home broadcast. Women's lacrosse will be here for a pair of games. They will also host Tampa in the home opener, and then we'll take on Florida Tech, another Sunshine State team, before the men battle the Belmont Abbey Crusaders. One other point of note, 2nd through the 5th in those national rankings, Merrimack, Lemoyne, Adelphi, and Pace, all from the same conference, the Northeast 10. Needless to say, if you're another team in that conference, look out. Tampa with the ball. Brian Wright controls near side. Still playing man down for another 22 seconds on the non-releasable penalty to Blaine Birch. And Wright content to essentially run out the rest of that time. Penalty has expired. Now he feeds it on to Judd Huxtable. Under 14 minutes to play. Hanlon shoved from behind. He has a goal. Vetter over to Andrew Q. He has 3. Q hustling in. Bounce shot blocked by Hornick. Loose ground ball. Picked up by Tampa. Ground balls were even for a while in this game. Now favor the Spartans 23-14. That has been the case on a number of blocked shots. Hornick's done a nice job. 7 saves in this game. It also has blocked a few, and one too many times for the Royals that they weren't able to corral the block. Number of flags thrown here. Penalty will go against Queens. Tampa trying to get a shot away here before it's enforced. Max Lambert works his way up around the crease. Thinking about making a move, now comes up top. Matt Vetter absorbs a stick, check comes in, hesitates. Here's Jake Mosher McGraw. Shoots high and scores. Mosher McGraw with his second of the day. native of St. John, New Brunswick, makes it 12-5 Spartans. Ross Dickerson has taken 3/4 of the face-offs today for Tampa, 15-5 over Drew Flack. In fact, the last 3 face-offs, rather, have been taken by David Byrne of the Royals. Byrne in there again. This one won still by Tampa. Ronnie Shull. Yeah, there will be something the Royals will work on throughout the year to figure out who's the new primary Fogo following the graduation of Johnny Page. Page has been a regular at the weight room in the Levine Center. Training for whatever may come next, and also taking some time to assist the coaching staff of the current Royals team. Saw him coming in this morning. Big fan favorite around these parts, and why not? Donovan Dempsey. This is Gavin Perry now at the point with space. Perry shoots, blocked again by Hornick. Ground ball loose and taken by Queens. So this time the Royals pick it up off the deflection. Moving the other way is Tyler Redpath. He advances. Trying to catch the Spartans in transition. Justin Swick forced to slow it down, allow his own offense to set up. With 10:50 on the clock, Queens being doubled up by the Spartans, trying to cut into this lead a bit before they run out of time. Gwynn Talent now on the feed. Full steam ahead for Reed Murphy, who scores. Top shelf cross side of the net. Murphy has 2 goals. There's one back for the Royals. Murphy, 2 goals on 2 shots. Also a ground ball and a caused turnover today for the sophomore from Saskatoon, Canada.
Royals goal. Scoring for the Royals, his second goal of the game, number 7, Reed Murphy. Unassisted. Time of the goal, 10:30 in the 4th quarter. Murphy unassisted for the Royals at 10:30.
Spartans now 17 for 22 on face-offs today. They approach 10 minutes to go. Matt Vetter drifts back, now works forward. Whistle blown against the Spartans. Here come the Royals. Little floater picked up by Pilon, sent behind to Swick. Now looks to set up. Here's Kyle Pucci. Queens didn't come across midfield the correct way. Offside is called. Another opportunity wasted here. Max Lambert trying to hustle it in a hurry. Brian Wright, easy dodge and shoot. And Brian Wright gets up to a hat trick. The lead's back up to 6. Tampa quick to recognize the mismatch they had after the whistle. And it was 2-on-1. Ended up Brian Wright on Kyle Hornick. And it is rare that you'll see a goalie win that battle. 9:24 to go in regulation. Tampa by 6. missed has returned here over Dixon Field. Very faint mist. Looks like the skies could open at any moment. That has been the forecast, but fortunately for all the fans here, those showers have held off. Weather pending, we'll be back with you on the hashtag QUSN tomorrow at 4 o'clock as Queens women's rugby returns to Dixon Field for the first time in the spring half of their campaign to face the Catamounts of Western Carolina University. Again, that's a 4 o'clock start. Depending on storms, if the storms come, won't be able to play, of course, under thunder and lightning, so we'll keep you posted. Meanwhile, 14-7 the score now. Tampa takes a 7-goal lead. Able to cash in off another face-off one. And with that, Chris Kivlin has seen enough. He'll call timeout, each team down to 1 in half number 2. Spartans have taken over here at Dixon Field. The Royals trying to do something to come back in the last 8 minutes and 29 seconds when we return here on the Queen Sports Network. Brett Williams back here with you at Dixon Field at the Queen Sports Complex. Fresh off the first goal of the day for Matt Vetter of Tampa. It extended the Spartans to their largest lead of the day, 14-7 the score, with 8:29 to go in the game. Ross Dickerson out there for his 24th faceoff. He's won 18 of the previous 23, make it 19 of 24 for Dickerson. That's been the difference. Tampa has won 10 more ground balls than have the Royals, but the shots 31-28, very close. The saves 10-8, as both B.J. Borowski and Kyle Hornick doing excellent jobs between the pipes. And a few missed passes earlier in the game for Queens that caused turnovers. That hurt the Royals' chances to extend their early 3-1 lead. And then Tampa has really just done a nice job efficiently on possessions after winning faceoffs here in the second half. Coming in, trying to score again. Didn't take a shot. They work around looking for a better shot. Gavin Perry now. Here's Hunter Van Horn. Works his way in. Van Horn fakes, shoots, blocked by Hornick, but recovered. Here comes Devin Hess. Shoots. Sent aside. Hunter Van Horn had the first 2 goals of the game for Tampa. Also has 1 assist on 4 shots. Wright on behind. Van Horn once more. Stops on a dime, comes back. Hornick protecting near post. Up to the middle, bounce shot, no good. Penalty called. Hornick chases it down anyway. What's the call here? Let's find out. Griffin Steckmiller charged with a 1-minute personal for slashing. Tampa 2 for 3 man up today. Only the 4th penalty called against the Royals. Queens in turn 3 for 6 on man ups. Brian right behind, works it to Lambert. Pass went through, is intended for Andrew Q. Now the battle for the ground ball at midfield. That'll go to Queens. Can the Royals do something quickly? Here they come, hustling forward with it now. This is Justin Metzger. 27 seconds left. Man down are the Royals. And now that the original attack didn't materialize, they'll just go back and forth until they're at even strength, which is now. So on the move now, Garrett Sadler. Working on Blaine Birch. Sadler with space, shoots, misses high. Cleaned up by Metzger. A little back and forth for number 43. Metzger, a junior from Easton, Pennsylvania. A little backhanded pass. Finds Justin Swick, who shoots low, misses. Swick's taking 2 shots, make it 3 with that last one, I should say. Now he's decked. Illegal body check, and Tampa recovers the ground ball. Nothing doing for Queens. .437 and counting to go in the game. Queens will travel to North Greenville next Saturday, follow that up with a Saturday trip at Mount Olive before returning home on March 1st to take on the 10th-ranked Belmont Abbey Crusaders. Hope you'll join us for that broadcast, 7 p.m. Thursday, March 1st. A busy February here for us on the Queen Sports Network. Basketball season, the regular season, and the SAC tournament. And then the starts to baseball, softball, men's and women's lacrosse, rugby getting back into it on the spring half of the schedule. Appreciate you being along for whatever you can. Reminder that at the conclusion of this one, go ahead and stay on your current portal and find the audio call of Queens basketball against Carson Newman. Phil Constantino's out in Jefferson City, Tennessee. Women's game underway right now, has been going on for about 45 minutes. So probably late second quarter. That'll see if we can get you a score update here shortly. And then the second-ranked Royals men will take on the Carson Newman Eagles at 4 o'clock, 3:45 airtime for the pregame show. 3:25 left here. Tampa 14, Queens 7 the score. Andrew Q with 3 goals. Jake Mosher-McGraw, Donovan Dempsey, and Hunter Van Horn, a pair each. Pass intended for Q, goes wide, but he'll chase it down. Q hesitates, shoots. Wide left it goes, recovered by Max Lambert. Under 3 to play. little back and forth here. Q charges in, shoots, blocked by the whole body of Hornick. May have gotten a piece of his stick on it, but certainly got his body to it. Royals out the other way, 2:24 on the clock. Waiting with the long stick, now driving in, opportunity, blocked by Borowski, but still trickles in. The goal from the long stick of Jake Coleman makes it 14-8.
Royals goal. Scoring for the Royals, number 20, Jake Coleman. Unassisted. Time to goal, 2 minutes and 14 seconds to the fourth quarter. Coleman, unassisted.
David Byrne here.
At 2:14.
After winning the faceoff, now sends it across. Kevin Barry shoots it, blocked by Borowski. Picked up again, fires low. Borowski again got the shaft of his stick to it. The Royals firing away here late in the game. Competitive till the end. Eric Fitz wanting something more, lets it go, misses high. Queens will keep possession. The second career goal that was for Jake Coleman. Did not score last year. Tallied one in his freshman year in 2016. Now Kevin Barry. Pump fakes. Spin around shot, he scores! Barry has 4. A late surge from Queens, it's 14-9.
Quickest feet I've ever seen him out. Trust me, I know we've talked about it. It's crazy. Not anymore. I might get back into it.
Check that 5 from Kevin Barry.
Royals goal. Scoring for the Royals, his 5th goal of the game. Number 11, Kevin Barry. Unassisted. Time to goal, 1 minute 20.
And another face-off one here.
Unassisted for the Royals at 1:29.
2 straight one off of Alex Patton as Ross Dickerson finally taken off by Rory Whipple and company. 1 minute to go. Queens down 5 despite 2 late goals here. Trying to get another. That is Brian Karn now in net. And he gets a big save on Justin Swick. If that's Swick's last shot of the day, he will finish scoreless. Not something that often happens. 3 shots for Swick. Now 30 seconds left in the game. Late contact far side and a timeout called by the Tampa Spartans. 20.8 seconds to go. Tampa that time away from moving to 2-0 on the season. Back in just a moment here on the Queen Sports Network. Coming off the Tampa timeout, 20.8 seconds remain in the game. Carson Newman women's basketball up big over Queens at the half right now. But if you haven't heard from or seen Queens women play since the early part of the season, just tune in and you'll see how well improved that team is. Carson Newman ranked in the top 5 nationally for a reason. That's why that game's getting a bit out of hand, but a lot of good things for Coach Sarah Jansen's squad. Coming up, men's game at 3:45. Again, the airtime for the pregame show, 4 o'clock first. 4 o'clock is the tip-off of that game, I should say. And this game comes to an end here at the Queens Sports Complex for the second straight year. The Royals open the season with a 14-9 loss to the Tampa Spartans. Spartans ranked 4th in last year's matchup, 6th in this one. But the same result, this time at the Queens Sports Complex. The Spartans improve to 2-0 with a pair of wins against South Atlantic Conference teams. Tusculum, the first victim of the 6th-ranked Spartans a week ago. Royals fall to 0-1, and we'll be back at it next week, next Saturday, down in Tigerville, South Carolina, taking on the North Greenville Crusaders, as once again we take a brief look at the upcoming schedule for Royals men's lacrosse. Next Saturday, another 1 o'clock start. This is the first of 3 1 o'clock Saturday games to open the season for Queens at Mount Olive III on Saturday the 24th. And then once again, we will be back here with you Thursday, March 1st at 7 as Queens welcomes the other Crusaders from Belmont Abbey. Yes, 2 Crusaders from Conference Carolinas. Queens faces them both in the next 3. Belmont Abbey ranked 10th. The Royals getting an early test here against the 6th-ranked Spartans. Kept it within 7 and finished with 2 late goals to make the final score a 5-point margin. Once again, flip it on over to women's basketball. On the audio side of things, same portal. And the men's game will follow. 3:45 airtime, 4 o'clock first tip. For a tip-off, I should say. Getting a number of sports confused here. That's the nature of a lot of different sports going on in this season. We appreciate you being with us all week long, and a couple basketball games on the road on Wednesday, 3 softball games yesterday, a wrestling meet last night. We've got lacrosse at home. We've got basketball on the road. We've got rugby at home tomorrow, weather pending, a 4 o'clock start of the women against Western Carolina. Just follow queensathletics.com and all of our platforms at Queens Athletics on Twitter, and you'll keep tabs on all of the games that we have coming up. Appreciate you being with us, as always, here on the Queens Sports Network. Once again, your final today in the season opener for Royals men's lacrosse. Number 6 Tampa 14, Queens 9 for the second straight year. This game ends by that score. For all of us here at Queens Athletics and for the Queens Sports Network, I'm Brett Williams saying thanks for coming along this Saturday. So long for now from Dixon Field. We'll see you back tomorrow for rugby, and see you back here for more men's lacrosse action on March 1st. This has been a live presentation of Royals men's lacrosse on the Queens Sports Network.